Hey worship leader, welcome back to the channel. Now I'm really excited today because I am reunited with the second reverb pedal I ever owned. My first reverb pedal was the Line 6 Verbzilla. It had a shimmer setting on there, and that's important because I'm gonna talk about this in a second. It had a shimmer setting called the Octo, which is actually in the legacy reverbs on the HX Stomp. But this is the second reverb I ever had, and it was my favorite reverb of all time. I've talked about it many times on this channel actually, and it is the Mr. Black Eterna Shimmer Reverb. It's here. I'm finally reunited. It's been like over 10 years. Back 2010, I think, is when I had this on my board. And there was one problem. The main problem with this is that the same with all Mr. Black pedals, they are true bypass, which is great, except for ambient stuff. I'll never understand what true bypass means if you don't know that. When you click this off, still has the same loud switch, not a soft switch. When you click this on and off, the sound just completely goes away. It's gone. There are no trails. And if you know me at all, I usually run two reverbs. I have a always on reverb that's kind of like a room reverb, and then I have my super ambient reverb that I can click off. Say we're at the end of a song, I swell my big last chord, I click off that reverb, set my settings for the next song, and it continues to trail on. That's what I wanted to do with this. I actually had this Super Moon by Mr. Black as my always on, and then I had this, but then I would click it off and it would just completely disappear, and that didn't work for me, and I hated it because I love this reverb so much. So I ended up getting rid of this and getting the New Neighbor Wet reverb, which doesn't have shimmer, which I'll talk about the shimmer in a second. And the reverb just wasn't as lush to me. It seemed to trail off a little bit too quickly. Like it would still trail and decay the same amount of time, but it was like it would swoop off instead of gradually come down. And anyways, I was just never satisfied with another reverb as much as I think that I remembered how much I love this. So the other night I was thinking, I think I found the solution to the no trails and fixing that with the HX Stomp. The HX Stomp has an effects loop in it, and in the effects loop there is a trails on and off button, and I was like, will that work with pedals that don't have trails? If you're running them through the effects loop and you're not turning the physical pedal off, you're just turning off the loop, and that continues to trail on, it should work. So what we're gonna do is I'm gonna hook it up, let us listen to it, see if it sounds as good as I remember. Like I said, the shimmer on this was miles ahead of the Octo shimmer on the Verbzilla, but at that time the Strymon Blue Sky was out, and the shimmer on that just sounds amazing. Like a Choir of Angels, it still does, but this was miles ahead of that Octo reverb, and I loved it. And so I bought this again, and I want to plug it up with you guys, hear what it sounds like, show you that if you have pedals like this that you're incorporating with your HX Stomp or HX Stomp XL, and they don't have trails, you might be able to fix the problem. Let's get into it. Powering everything with a Chalks DC7 power supply, running out of the send of the effects loop here with the HX Stomp, going into the front, coming out this side, and going back to the left mono. I will say this is a mono reverb. Once you've experienced the perfection that is stereo, it is hard to go back to mono, and this is just mono, but it was beautiful if I remember right. So we're gonna hook it up. Let's see what it sounds like. I'm gonna monitor everything today with my Sennheiser HD600. These are my favorite headphones. If you want to know about all the gear that I have that I use on this channel and different things for leading worship, there's actually links to all my gear. I have a page called All My Gear. I'll link that down below if you're interested. I'm playing through a preset that will be in the Expanse pack one day. The Expanse pack, if you don't know, is an ever-growing collection of presets for all the Helix products. The Helix, HX Stomp, the XL, the HX Effects, the Pod Go even most recently. So if you're interested in that, you pay once, you get free updates for life. And I just had an update last week, so if you haven't heard, go update now. But here's my clean tone. Sounds good, no reverb. And let's click this pedal on, and we'll turn up the mix. The decay is all the way down. So like I said, this is an ambient reverb. Turn the mix up. That's the decay all the way down. Let's go ahead and crank the decay. It's pretty good reverb. Trails on really nicely. and it'll like go on forever. And that's actually what I wanted to do. I want to be able to have like my reverb go on forever, like I said, and then turn it off. But right now, if I strum a chord, just goes away. And it'll actually still be there when I turn it back on. How useless is that on an ambient reverb? Like, I don't understand the whole true bypass thing when you're dealing with ambient things, because once you strum a chord and you got that much decay, there's no coming back unless you manually like go back and turn it down. So anyway, so what I would want to do is put on like another reverb. Here's the dynamic hall, like as my always on reverb. And then I would want to swell in something huge and click it off just like that. So there it is. I just clicked off the effects loop and the trails are there. And then I can play on top. Let's put something in the right key. So it works. It works. Finally, I can have trails on my true bypass reverb. Okay, enough of that. Let's listen to the shimmer since we got it out and just hear what it sounds like. Let's go 100% wet, just because we can. See, none of the original tone. And we'll start bringing in some shimmer. Let's just get a regular tone going. I still love shimmer. Don't play with it as much anymore, but wow, there it is. Sounds better than the octo in my opinion. There's 100% shimmer. No original tone. Okay, so I think if I remember right, I mean, it's been a long time, I would have a setting like this on my ambient stuff. So cool, there it is. What did you think? Mr. Black Eterna. I have to say it is, you know, it's good. It's not as good as like my new favorite reverb of all time, the Jet Revelation. Maybe I'll go head to head on in a video, another video, do a shimmer shootout again. I did it with the Revelation, the Blue Sky, and the Specular reverb, and they all sound amazing. Those are all great reverbs, but this one just always comes out on top with the shimmer. The shimmer is just something else, like it just sits on top and doesn't get in the way, like this one seems to. This one's better than the octo, in my opinion, but yeah. Anyways, it's good. It's just not as good as I remember. And like I said, this is mono, and once you've gone stereo, it's like a whole new world. But the other point of the video was that if you have your own pedals and you've run across this problem, there's the solution. You do and can have trails with the effects loop on the HX Stomp. So hopefully that was something that you learned today if you didn't know. And hopefully you just, this helped you with your tone journey. If you play any of the Helix products, the HX Stomp, the HX Stomp XL, Pod Go, HX Effects, any of that stuff, I have a free tone secrets guide that I made. It's a PDF with pictures and typed up explanation of how to get great tones. So if you're just starting out and you want to know how I go about creating a preset, go download that. It's a free checklist as my gift to you. If you like this video, let me know by liking it, and also comment down below what your favorite or your first reverb was. We've all been there where we've had our first and favorite. So let me know what yours was down in the comments. Make sure you're subscribed and hit the bell so you don't miss out on any notifications. Got some cool stuff coming up right around the corner you don't want to miss. Have a great day, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.